We're headed for a crash. We're headed for a crash. We're already in a recession. Are you ready? Probably not. And that's what this podcast episode is about. Let's go. Welcome to What Keeps You Up at Night podcast. I'm your host, Kiné Corder, the leading national certified counselor specializing in financial hypnotherapy for stress. Now, in my day-to-day job, I am building the world's largest global barber network offering mental health and money systems. And outside of that, I run this podcast where I talk to you about what's keeping me up at night because it's probably keeping you up at night. And maybe right now, this recession that we're in that nobody's really talking about. They say on the internet all the time, why is nobody talking about? Tell me, why is nobody talking about the fact that we're in a recession? I'll tell you why. Because they want you to keep spending your money. They want you to keep investing your 401k and your IRA. They want you to stay optimistic while they go sell off. And they're not telling you that. And you can't see that in the background, especially if you're just a regular retail investor who just put their 401k somewhere or put their IRA somewhere and set it and forget it. And didn't even know what investments they chose because they didn't have an investment advisor. They just picked some things. They're counting on you believing them, but they're lying. They're lying. They're okay, but let's give them some grace because you know me, I'm all about the grace. They're lying to themselves. Yeah. They're telling themselves that everything is fine. Look at what I've done. I've done great. My portfolio's up. Oh, look, the economy's up. The only people who it's great for right now is the incredibly rich. I'm talking about incredibly rich. I have clients that are multimillionaires and they are still living check to check because once you get all the things you need, then you get all the things you want. Then there's this layer of like opulence and almost like greed that comes in, lust. And you're like, well, I could have that too. Well, I could have that too. Oh, but look what so and so has. That has got to stop. Right now, you're focused on needs. I know. I just fast forwarded. I went all the way to the solution and we haven't even really talked about the problem. Let me go back. Okay, hold on. Pause for just a second. Let me recap what I just said because it was a lot. And you might have let some of those nuggets fall and didn't pick them up. Let me make sure you're picking up what I'm dropping down. One, we are headed for a crash. What does a crash mean? It doesn't even matter. Not technically. What a crash means is the stock market was up, now it's down. The real estate market was up, now it's down. The bond market was up, now it's down. Your bank account was up, now it's down. Your 401k was up, now it's down. The price of everything is up. Do I need to say more? Good. Got it. Good. So that's the crash. All the things are going down, but not the prices. So your cost of living is staying the same, but your revenue, people are losing jobs. This is the things that happen during a crash. So what you need to do is look at what the problem is right now. The problem, and you're talking about controlling the controllables. So the problem for you is that you are doing the same thing were doing when the economy was great, when things were affordable for you, when but if you kept the same amount of money, but the prices went up, but you kept buying those same things, that's a bit of a problem. But it's not, it's human, it's normal, it's very common. In fact, it really is normal. I know they tell you, you've heard that doing the same thing, expecting a different result is the definition of insanity, but it's not. It's the definition of humanity. We all do it. We all do the same thing, expecting a different result because the brain likes familiar. And because the brain likes familiar, it's going to keep doing the same thing. It thinks that it's keeping you safe. It does not know that it's keeping you stuck and unprepared for what is coming. For what is coming. So if I say a crash is coming and we're already in a recession, and now you have an understanding of what a crash is. It means all those markets, all those things that are supposed to be our stability are going down, but not the prices, and just keeping it that simple. Then you understand that recession, we don't need the technical term, but recession means that things are tightening, right? You feel that inflation is going up, but not your income, not your income. But also what happens during these inflationary times is that stocks are inflated. Stocks are inflated. But also, what I want you to go back and look at, see, these are things I'm giving you information that you can take and do what you need to do with it. You can make some decisions. I'm not going to give you straight up data. I'm not going to give you technical terms. You don't need them. Trust me. Just let this be simple. And if you want to go in the comments and be like, well, that's not the way it says in the, I don't care what the book says. I'm trying to tell you how to live your life with ease. So you're not all stressed out and you're not pretending like you know what they're talking about. When they say standard deviation, alpha and beta, and you, none of that matters. None of that matters. What matters is, how do you feel right now? That is the question. Now, do you feel like the economy is going well? So stop letting them tell you that it is. Your gas prices are up, your food prices are up, but your food quality is down. You're paying more money for less quality of food. That's a problem. That's a problem. I know I'm coming off really preachy right now. That's my job today. And so I'll have notes. So we talked about the crash, we talked about the recession, and the fact that you need to brace yourself. So I've been through a couple of recessions myself, two of which I was in the finance world when they happened. Now I am not. Technically, I'm a financial therapist. So as a financial hypnotherapist, my job is not to watch the market and tell you where to put your money like it used to be. My job is to tell you, watch your feelings, like notice how you feel, because that's important. Don't negate those feelings. You see, your body is telling you, your nervous system is telling you, something's not right, even though the news is telling you everything's fine, everything's fine. I don't know why I make the news sound like a little old lady. Everything's fine, everything's fine, but it's not. And so you're here on one side, you hear the dissonance, right? You're here on one side, oh, the economy's up, everything's thriving, things are going well. And then you're like, really? Because it's not going well for me. So then you think it's something wrong with you, but it's not. And then because nobody is talking about it, they're always on the internet saying, why is nobody talking about? But really, nobody's really talking about this recession because they don't want to go up against the people who say that the economy is so going so well. Why? Money emotions. They don't want to feel like, oh, well, maybe the economy is well. It's just not going well for me. And so I better not say anything because then people will know it's not going well for me. So I won't say anything. If you don't say anything, that is not the way to go. You should be asking questions. I'm sorry, excuse me. If there's a recession, I mean, if the economy is going well, why do I feel like there's a recession? You probably won't say that exact sentence, but something like, if the economy is going well, what is happening over here? Why is this all this fluctuation in my 401k? Why is my savings account so low? Like the interest is not building. Why? Why, when I go to the grocery store, am I paying 2 and 3 times more? And the inflation in the last 10 years, like usually inflation is around 3%. I don't know the numbers. I did not go and look, but I would guess that it would be around 6 or 7% right now. And I remember in 2000, let's say 16, let's go 10 years, I remember my grocery bill going from like buying the same groceries. Let me tell y'all, I am very much doing the same thing. I'm habit forming. I find what works for my body. My body is a well-oiled machine. I am like an athlete. I treat my body like it is an Olympic athlete. And so because of that, I buy exact same things. I do not vary because if I do, it changes the makeup of my body, and my foundation has to be set. So I'm buying the same exact things. That's how I know this happened. $70 almost every single week, $70. Then one week, all of a sudden, it's 102. I'm like, wait, I bought the same things. Why is my bill 102? 2016, then so that happened somewhere around maybe 17, 18, I think it was. And so then I'm like, whoa, this is weird. And then, the crash happened in 2020. I mean, the pandemic happened in 2020. And then it went up even more because of supply chain. They weren't able to get things here. And now we're going through this tariff thing where all the tariffs came in a year and a half or so ago, 2 years, a year and a half ago. The tariffs came in, and that made things go up higher because they put tariffs on the people who sell things to us, because most of our things come from somewhere else. They do not come from here. And that would be fine because, global trade, that would be fine, except we now penalize them for selling to us. So they say, I'm not taking on that penalty. That's going to go to your people. And our people are like, it doesn't matter, because the people who I care about, when I say it doesn't matter, the people who they care about, the rich people, have enough and might not even be doing business with the people that we do business with. They might be buying things locally from their farmer that they know, and we are buying from big business because we don't know a farmer. Our network is not like that. They might even have somebody working for them growing their own food, and they don't have to go to the grocery store. There's a lot of possibilities when you have hundreds of millions of dollars. But when you don't, you have to do business with who they tell you to do business with. So you got to buy your groceries at the certain places. You got to buy your medicines at the certain places. You got to buy your makeup at the certain places, pay your light bills and gas bills to certain places, and you feel stuck. And that feeling gets you to a place where you think, oh, all I have to do is spend more, like buy the things that make me feel good. Here, right here, note this 12 minutes in, here we go. All I have to do is spend more. All I have to do is make myself feel good. Buy more tea, buy more coffee, buy more this, that, get a better membership at the gym. All I have to do is find something that's going to make me feel better. And then that recession, that inflation feels even tighter. And you feel like, wait, what just happened? It's not your fault. But let me tell you what's your responsibility. Change. I did an episode like 2 weeks ago about change. You should go and watch it. I'll do my best to put it in the link. What am I saying? Put it in the description below. I'll do my best to put it in the description below, but you know me. So you might have to just go look for it. Or if YouTube is really good to me, it will make that the next video that it recommends to you. That would be awesome. See, manifest, manifest. So you're in this recession, you're headed for a crash. What can you do? Brace yourself. When I say brace yourself, I mean, I don't necessarily mean go to minimalism, because I know for some of you that's going to be very difficult. But where can you pull back some? Maybe that $200 a month um, gym subscription is not serving you because you don't go that often. So maybe you should get the $99 one, or maybe even the $59 one, and just go as much as you can, because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need to relieve that stress. So that extra $150 could be going somewhere. Now I said gym membership, and you could be like, I don't have a $200 membership. Whatever you have a $200 membership to that you're not using, go ahead and do the good thing and cancel it. I know I am giving you advice that's going to hurt another business owner, and I apologize for that. But right now, you are my priority. You are my priority. So you brace yourself. So first thing is going to be some cost of living adjustments, because you don't have a cost of living adjustment on your income, or do you? Ha, that's where I'm going next. For about 12 to 18 months, you are going to have to raise your prices. But don't worry, because when the crash comes, you're going to have to lower your prices. I know you're like, wait, what? Yes, right now, for the next 12 to 18 months, I'm telling you, you'll need to raise your prices. I don't care if it's just $5 or $10. Raise them and start putting that money away. If you've been living at the amount you have right now, if you've been living and this has been fine and you've been paying all your bills, then stay at this level. Don't you go buy nothing new. Don't go buy a new car. Don't go buy a new house. Don't go buy anything new right now, unless it's going to generate you some income. And when I say generate you some income, I'm not talking about luxury income. If you are selling luxury items to middle class people, you have a problem. Now, if you're selling luxury items to extremely rich people, you're fine. If you are selling luxury items to really poor people, problem, problem. If you are selling necessities to poor or middle class people, you might be all right. If you don't have a necessity, now some of you are barbers, some of you are content creators. If you some of you are teachers, some of you are retired already. That's a whole nother conversation, which we will get into. But what I'm saying to you right now, and I'm only going to talk for 5 more minutes, so bring it in. Listen to me. We're in a recession. We're headed for a crash. You feel the dissonance. You do not trust yourself. You trust the media. And because of that, you're feeling yucky. And I'm telling you, in order to feel more yummy, you're going to need to raise your prices or ask for a raise. Now, if the economy is going well, your company will say yes. If your economy is going well, your clients will say yes. If you get pushback, then you need to start to have that conversation. Ah, tell me, are you feeling like we're in a recession? Could we be headed for a crash? And if you can start to have that conversation, then we don't have to say, why is nobody talking about? Because we'll all be talking about it. And then you know, they will have to start talking about it. They will have to start telling the truth because they are lying. We are not doing well. And who's not doing well the most is the middle class and then the poor. Now, this video is not necessarily for the poor, and I am sorry, I don't have any advice for you right now. This is the middle class who's living check to check or client to client. Because if you're like me, then you have some desires. You like some things. Now, my things are strange. They're like crystals and jade and citron and tea. But you might have your other obsessions and you want them. You want them in your life. So that means you might have to cut somewhere else if you want to keep those other things in your life. So where can you cut? Going back to what do you do? This is a conversation about what is happening. This is more about the problem than it is about the solution. But let's talk a little bit about solution. And then the next video I do, I'll go deeper into solution. In fact, I'll even tell you about how I'm going to shift my portfolio. And when I say going to, it's going to take some time for me to do this. It's not going to be like a sell it all kind of thing. It's not, we're not there yet. But you don't want to get there because if you wait for that, then it is too late. Opposing goals. Right. So you want to feel safe, but you also want to feel opulent. This is a time of stability and structure. That should be your focus right now. There are times like 2011, 2012, things were going really well. And you could just spend money and it will come right back to you. I don't know what was going on in the planets, the energy, but it was just like money in, money out, money in, money out, money in, money out. It was just a flow. It was nice and cyclical. But now it feels a lot more like money out, money out, money out, money in, money out, money out, money out, money in, money out, 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 money in. Am I right? So you're going to have to pull back a little bit, not be putting as much as that money out, pulling more in, and starting to have those conversations about the recession. You are in a position where people listen to you. You are a person of influence. So if you start the conversation, they will listen. Don't you worry. Don't you be embarrassed and say, oh, is it only me tightening my belt? If it is, be a leader. Tighten your belt and everyone will follow you. And you can tell them, look, I will give you a script on how to raise your price. Just tell me that that's what you want, and I will get it for you, because that is what I do. I do it for clients one-on-one. I can do it in a group setting as well. When I say group setting, I mean asynchronistic. I'll write it and then I can just send it to everyone. We won't be having a group session or anything like that. Let me just be clear. And so, why am I telling you to do this? Because I know what is to come. How do I know this? You're like, what is your background, Kiné? Go Google me, go read my bio. I am not going to waste our minutes here together to tell you why I know this. This isn't about me being right or wrong. This is about you listening to yourself. This is about not listening to me, but feeling the dissonance, feeling your opposing goals. You see you're going in a certain direction. You're spending over what you have. So you know you need to pull back. You're not saving for retirement, though retirement is 10 years away, 5 years away, very close. Before you know it, it will be here. And you have done very little to prepare yourself for this. Now, I am talking to my people who are in that like 45, 50 range, maybe even 55, and you've got to get ready. And you're about to hit a crash 5 years outside of retirement. Now, if it's 10 years, you still have time to build back up. But do you even have a retirement plan? That hit hard, because I know the answer. And that's what we have to talk about more and more and more. But today, let's just recap what we've already talked about. And I've recapped it several times because I need you to hear what I'm saying. We're in a recession. We're headed for a crash. The media is lying to you. You've got to stop letting them lie to you. I need you to understand, living in a recession, how do you brace yourself for the crash? You pull back on some of your spending, especially the frivolous spending. You focus on needs. You get a few wants in there. We can talk about this more in future podcasts. You get a few wants in there just so you're not like deprived. You're going to raise your prices. You're only going to do this for 12 to 18 months. And that's why it's going to be easy for you to do it, because you'll know that you're going to need to come back down to this price that you're at right now. But right now, you're going to need to go up $5 or $10. I can tell you how to do that. I can give you actual scripts to do that. Just let me know that's what you need. You raise your price for the next 12 to 18 months. That money you're going to put away. You're not going to spend it on today. Yeah, I like that rhyme. So you get what I'm saying. You already have you have the money you need to live off of. So don't go stretching and getting new stuff. Remember that. No new cars, no new, maybe you can get a new clothing, shoes, something. But within reason, more needs, not because you just want it and you want to have 7 pairs of shoes. I'm saying focus on needs, needs, needs. Focus on needs. Okay. Now, one thing you could do is you could add something to your business. This is to my business owners. Add something to your business that doesn't cost you much. Like you pay for it once and then you can offer it several times. I give you some, tell me you want examples and I give you some, or subscribe to my Prosperous Barber journal. And there's lots of tips in there, business tips, money tips, mental health tips. Even if you're not a barber, you can still subscribe, but specifically for my barbers. And the reason why I want you to do this is because I want you to be prepared. I want you to be prepared. So when the crash happens, you're not blindsided. So when the crash happens, it's not as hard for you because the stock market is going to go down. 40% is my guess, 38, 42. It's going to be a crash. A lot of people think it's going to be the worst crash, like worse than the depression. I don't know. I'm not sure. I am I am optimistic about life in general, but I am also intuitive and I can see what is happening. So when you see, it ain't because I'm brilliant or genius or smart. No, I've just seen this happen over and over and over again. And I'm like, oh, pattern, see the pattern. So where are we in the pattern? Where are we in the pattern? Oh, we're there in the pattern. It's happening. So I care about you. I care about me. I'm doing this. So I need to explain to you that you should be doing this too. When I say should, I mean if you don't want to experience a blindsided crash. If you're okay with that, if you're just like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know. I can't control it. Then go ahead. But I'm telling you how to control the controllables. So living through or in a recession is not easy, but living through a crash is incredibly difficult. And you've been there before, like in 2007, 8, 9. Yeah, that whole time where the real estate market crashed, the stock market crashed, the bond market crashed. People were going out of business. Companies that had been in business 30 and 40 years that they thought would not fail, could not fail, did. So if those businesses failed, what do you think is going to happen to your small business? Let's not let that happen. Did I get your attention? Good. I'm glad we had this conversation. I love you muchly. I'll see you sooner.